6:30 p.m. and I'm calling to order this regular meeting of the Fargo Board of Education. We will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join and stand me. Join me. Sorry.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, and I will look for a motion to approve the agenda. Melissa?
I move approval of the agenda. I'll second.
Okay, so we have a motion from Melissa and a second from Ally. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor, please say yes.
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 Okay, and that is, motion passes 9-0. At this point in time, we will take recognition of the audience. However, we do not have anyone signed up, so we will move on to our reports. In terms of reports, our FEA President Christensen is staying at home where it's nice and safe and warm, so good for her on that. And Dr. Steiner is joining us online. So Dr. Steiner, do you have any updates to share with us?
I do, Katie. Just a few celebrations. The first one, our Davies football team were the state champs in the AAA division of football, so congratulations to them. The Davies volleyball team finished second in the state AA volleyball tournament. Again, congratulations as well. I had an opportunity last week to attend Ben Franklin for some instructional rounds and got a chance to observe Lisa Radnick. It was a master class in Catalyst. But honestly, just in great teaching and learning, her kids should just feel so lucky for having her as a teacher, and we're lucky to have great instructors like her in FPS. And then the one that we found out today, Beth Olson, our Jefferson Elementary principal, is the Region 5 Principal of the Year and will advance on to the final rounds for the state competition. So lots of great things happening at FPS right now. A few other updates. Next week, Dr. Gross and I will be meeting individually with the high school principals and then the middle school principals. We're going to work through their budgets for the upcoming year. They really wanted to be aligned in the work, so look forward to having those meetings with them. Next week, Mrs. Campbell and I will meet with the student cabinet. It'll be the second meeting we have with them this year. They provided us great feedback last time and believe it will be another meeting filled with good feedback and great conversation with them. And then the last thing is next Friday, not this one, but the next Friday, we have our second combined districts meetings where West Fargo, Moorhead, and FPS educators will be getting together. We're meeting one to look for areas where we can collaborate that can be for the benefit of all of our students. And then the other part is to look for efficiencies in potential areas like transportation or sharing of staff. So that's our second meeting. We've had groups of people from each district meeting individually, and they'll be bringing back reports again as we try to find areas where we can work together to benefit our students. So that's all I have, Katie.
Thank you very much, Dr. Steiner. That now takes us to our consent agenda, and I will look for a motion. Nikki?
I move that we accept the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
So we have a motion from Nikki and a second from Jason. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor, please say yes.
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 Any opposition, same sign. And that motion passes 9-0. All right, moving right along to our business section. Tonight is the night that we will turn to Memo 56 and we will make the name selection for our Northside Elementary School. I believe at this point in time, so Missy, I think, are you going to share some feedback with us? Okay, so I believe that Lori Conmey and Leandra were also, they were both not able to be here this evening.
Leandra's on her way.
She's on her way. Okay, so maybe she'll get here, hopefully. But yes, so I think you have some feedback for Madison, is that correct?
Yes, I do. So Lori Comney, the principal, was able to go into the classrooms and they went through the 5 choices that the board has. And unanimously, at all of her levels, they would like to recommend North Star. Is from Madison students where they're at. So that's just the recommendation they had, but the kids had fun with the process and being a part, and they appreciate submitting that one to you guys. And I will just maybe check in with Leandra to see where she's at. I told her to take her time.
Allie?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So with Madison, did they give any feedback on the school staying horseman, on how that would affect them as students?
I think the feedback they received on that was the first round, and it was just that didn't seem fair. That was just, and it wasn't all the classes, but just that their Madison wasn't one of the choices they put forward on there. So, but that, like I said, that's where they're at.
Okay. Do we have other discussion or comments on this? And hopefully Leandra you can hopefully get back from her soon, or we can hear something from her soon. Are there other, Robin?
Of course I have comments. Thank you to all of those board members who voted in favor of the support of retaining the name Horace Mann at the last meeting. I'm just going to talk about 3 highlights from the last meeting, and then I will share some more insights that I've learned since the last meeting. I did share with you the significance of the name Horace Mann, or should I say the person Horace Mann, who is often called the father of public education. That we did have a precedent for retaining names that was established prior to the update of the Administrative Policy 3260. The examples were Jefferson Elementary, which was rebuilt on its original site and retained its name, as well as Carl Ben Eielson Elementary, which is now a middle school. I want to again remind everybody that we are still in the midst of implementing the Confluence group, which we paid for with subcontractors to work with the Madison and Roosevelt neighborhoods on a community redevelopment plan, which is still in process. And I will remind everybody that Madison and Roosevelt buildings do remain. So those are just highlights from the last meeting. And then I'm going to say again, I'm the only board member who was raised or lived, to my knowledge, in the Horace Mann neighborhood. The history and pride of that neighborhood is something that one cannot explain unless they were raised in it. There is a lot of history and current development in Fargo that came out of that neighborhood purely out of, it was one of the center core neighborhoods in Fargo. I'm going to try to keep this brief and unemotional. As one resident stated, who was upset about the rebuild of the building that's called Horace Mann, this person has said multiple times, please have the decency to keep our name and identity because we consider ourselves the Horace Mann neighborhood. I watched the city commission meeting last night, and a report from one of their staffers had a whole slide that talked about redevelopment of the Horace Mann neighborhood. Our city has embraced that. That has been a tradition for the 110 years that the Horace Mann building has been there. And so you know where I'm going with this. I'm going to encourage you to retain the name. The Horace Mann residents consider the name part of their identity, as I do. That is a huge part of my identity. And those who grew up there deeply consider the name of Horace Mann part of who they are. If we change this name, we are robbing them of their identity. And quite frankly, you are robbing me of part of my identity. I say that with deep respect to your opinions, regardless of how this vote turns out, but that is indeed the message you will send to those of us who were raised in that neighborhood and currently live there. Thank you for your consideration, and again, I will respect the majority of this board on this topic. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We do have Leandra here. Are you ready to share some feedback? Thank you. Yeah, just little.
We love different, right? Welcome to education. Huh? Hi, Welcome back. So I had the luxury of, and really the honor of polling all of our students, so K-5. And yeah, I love kids. Goes without saying, they are so into this. And they were so excited, and I want to thank you on their behalf, that all 5 names that Roosevelt loved were actually the 5 names that you get to kind of look through today. So out of those 5 names, we put them on the board, and the class had a little dialogue about it, and we needed them to raise their hand really high. And they decided, but it tied. We have 18 sections. It was 9 and 9. I couldn't make this up if I wanted to. So the names that our students would like to put forward are North Star Elementary and Horseman Elementary.
Thank you very much. Go ahead, Missy.
The only other thing I wanted to mention is that Icon, our architects, they are also doing community outreach with students, families, to talk about what do we want in the new building to give historical reference to each of the buildings. And I just didn't want us to forget that there will be something to honor all of the buildings, at some time, but it's going to go through a process.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. Namal?
Thank you. I might not grow up here, but I do know a few things about naming and important, especially like for the North Side Elementary School. As a proud member of this board and advocate for equities and opportunities, I want to speak to the meaningful choice before us. The naming of the new North Side Elementary School, this decision represents the value, the commitment that will guide every student experience. Our Fargo Public School missions to educate and empower all students to succeed should be reflected in every aspect of the school, starting with its name. Like Perry Rose, honor our region and symbolics, resiliency, growth, and reminder that every child can flourish in the right environment. If we look into the horseman's, acknowledge the foundation's commitment to the public's education and lifelong learning. When we look into the North Star, serve as a beacons of guidance, hope, inspirations our students to pursue their brightest future. Also, when we look into Dr. Luther King Jr., it embedded justice, equality, relentless pursuit of opportunity for all, essential to empower every learner regardless of the background. Not to mention unity, reflects our dedication to create a welcoming, inclusive community where every child feels supported and valued. The name we choose today should celebrate our roots and reflects our shared mission to empower all students to succeed. It should inspire our students each day to believe in themselves and their limitless potential. I'm honored to be part of this important decision and looking forward to collaborate. That choice that you may choose today, board, remember, is a new chapter for our communities and our students. And I hope that you choose wisely, because this would be a day that they will remember for the rest of their lives. It's not about you, it's not about me, it's about the students and their future. And I hope that today's decision is not about where we all are in or is about you are born here or not born here. It's about them, the new generation, because the old generation come and goes. And I hope that you know that. And thank you.
Thank you, Namal. Do we have any other questions or comments? Jason?
Yeah, I'll just say my 2 cents on this. I think schools should be named after people. It gives the students there someone to look up to, research, and learn more about. For example, many students in our district would not know who Ronald Davies was if that school wasn't named after him. Last week or 2 weeks ago, we heard from a former board member who said when he sat here, he was opposed to voting for a name because I think that's probably the easy thing to do, name it after something rather than a person. Now that it's impacting him in his community, he's advocating for naming it after a person. I'll support Horace Mann tonight. So that's all I have to say.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments? Questions or comments? Okay, so I think we're ready then to do the thing. What's it called? The activity, the forced ranked choice thing?
Course matrix, yes. I emailed you each the link to that, so you should check that out and pull that up. You'll need to do similarly to what you did the last time, where you put in your name, and this time you just put in your own passkey, whatever you want to put in that area. And then you'll get to the matrix. It functions the exact same way. There is a submit button at the top per a request. So there is a green submit button. Once you have filled it all out, that green submit button will appear. This one won't take you as long. There's only 10 boxes you have to fill out this time. So if you have any questions along the way, Stephen is walking right there, and I can help as well. And so if there's any questions, we could answer that before you start.
Okay, sounds great. And Kristen, are you okay online?
Yes, I am. I have it pulled up.
Okay, great. All right, so we'll go ahead and do this, and then when everyone's done, we'll move forward with announcing the name.
It looks like everybody might be done. Is that accurate? Everybody hit, what's that? Yes. Perfect. Just remember to hit that green submit button when you're done. Hit that green submit button at the top when you're done. There should be at the top if you completed all of them. Is everybody confirmed they are done and they have completed their matrix? And you've checked it twice? President Christensen, would you like me to read the results? Yes. For a little
Yes, please.
little anticipation, I'll go from the bottom up. How about that?
Oh, okay.
In fifth place was Prairie Rose with 10. In fourth would be Martin Luther King Jr. with 11 votes. In third would be Unity Elementary with 14. In second, North Star Elementary with 27, which would put Horace Mann Elementary in first with 28.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. So we will now look for a motion.
I'm ready.
Okay, go.
Oh, please. I'm a little emotional right now, sorry.
It's right here. Do you want to see it here?
Yes, please.
I move that the board select.
I move that the board select. I'm a little emotional.
Okay.
I recommend that the board select Horace Mann as the name of the new elementary school building to be built on the Horace Mann site and open in fall of 2028.
I'll second.
Okay, so we have a motion from Robin and a second from Jason. Any conversation, any discussion or questions? Ally?
I just wanted to thank Leandra and is it Lori for working with their students. Obviously, as you can tell, their voice probably came through with how close those two names were. So thank you to the students, and I'm very excited to be able to support this motion.
Any other thoughts? Okay, Anne Marie, can you please call the roll?
Gullickson,
Yes.
Jason Nelson,
Yes.
Kristen Nelson,
Yes.
Robin Nelson,
Yes.
Olenberger,
Yes.
Berklin,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Day,
Yes.
Christensen Meinier.
Yes, and that motion passes 9-0. Okay, next we'll be moving to our board reports. Hey, Kristen, online, could you start tonight?
Yeah, sure. Just super quick. Last week I attended or I volunteered at Discovery's book fair, so I got the opportunity to not only purchase my own books, and some Christmas presents, but visit with staff and students as well. And it's an event I look forward to every single year. So, that is it for me.
Okay, thank you very much. And then Melissa, can I go to you?
Yeah, I don't have anything to report. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Greg.
Yeah, last week I visited Eagles Elementary. Got a nice tour of that facility. Did not realize that it was a converted Eagles club.
Oh,
Totally didn't know that until I got the scoop, which was fascinating. Really nice facility there, and learned that they have really low turnover, which is awesome to hear when a building is, everybody feels like they belong and they want to keep coming back, which is always nice. I also had the opportunity to visit Bennett Elementary, got a tour of that facility, attended their staff meeting after school, and I think I found my new favorite place in all of FPS. That library is just like, I think that library alone has more sunlight than like all of McKinley Elementary. Like it is like shocking how bright and welcoming that library is. So that was the highlight of my week last week.
thank you. Robin?
Yes. Excuse me, GAC related, I attended, along with Tara, the Chamber's Cass County Leaders Roundtable yesterday. They brought together the group of taxing entities around the area, and we are just compiling how House Bill 1176, which otherwise known as the Property Tax and Reform Bill, the outcomes and how different taxing entities are working on that. So more to come, but our district is very engaged in the collaborative effort to help educate our legislators on how this legislation is affecting each of us. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Nikki?
Thank you. CEA met and we had a very robust conversation. The whole meeting actually felt really good when we got done with it. We talked about responses sent through the contact all board members and how we work with responses on that and who responds to who and when and how. And not that there are limits, but just kind of the process to keep everything kind of following the same channels. We also put together our work plan for the upcoming year, and we will be focusing primarily on the new school going up. We will be talking about the mill levy vote. We've got that in our sights. And then the long-range facility plan, of course, which the new school is part of. So thank you.
Thank you, Nikki. Namal?
Well, just as Nikki said, I did attend the CEA, but it's on Team Meet. It was fun. Another note that I just want to say, a lot of you might not know, I actually did attend Horace Mann Middle School, not in Fargo, but in San Diego, California, when I first arrived here in the United States. So it's a good name, and I'm glad that we kept it. Just as you all know, I read all of them. So just so you figured out which one I'm going to go with. But I just want to put that one out there. Thank you.
Thank you. Jason?
All I have to report is attended C3 Tech governance board meeting last week, so nothing else.
Okay, thank you. Allie?
Attended CEA virtually as well, so thank you for that option. And we did have a great conversation. I felt like I was cutting people off the whole time though, because it was really hard to figure out how to talk, and the board it was a thing. Sorry. So, anyways, but just wanted to take a moment with the Thanksgiving holiday coming up here to express some gratitude to my fellow board members. I thoroughly enjoy working with every single one of you, helping make decisions that better our kids. And to everybody that is in our buildings all day, every day, working with those kids for education. So to our teachers, to our staff, principals, leaders, thank you for what you do every day.
Thank you. And for my report this evening, I will share that since our last meeting, I was able to have my one-on-ones with Dr. Steiner and then also President Laura Christensen with the FEA. This is also sending out a friendly reminder to please complete the doodle poll for the February work session. And once that is complete, Anne Marie will send out a calendar invite for that. So we want to make sure that that's saved so we need to set these things far in advance and get them on our calendars and save them so we can make sure we get that work session done. Also wanted to share that Dr. Steiner shared with me he had a really great meeting with EAB. We had talked about engaging them in helping us with some strategic planning. So they will be presenting at that special meeting on December 9th. Also keep in mind in December, we only have that one meeting, December 9th. And then two other things I wanted to share before I close out. First of all, I received an email, a wonderful email from a parent who was having some struggles with their child at Eagles Elementary, and the email was just absolutely glowing about the staff and the educators and people from our district office in supporting her and her child, and it is just always such a joy to hear those things, so I wanted to give a big shout out to Eagles for that. And then on a completely different side of things, we all received a very, very tragic email about the death of a student at Discovery Middle School. Absolutely, utterly heartbreaking. My heart goes out to her friends, her family, and also I think the staff that were there and had to experience that. And I mean, that is incredibly tragic and will probably be something that's sticks with them forever and ever. And so I hope everyone just takes a few minutes to really send them their condolences and think about all the people who are involved and can be hurting moving forward. Okay, our next meeting will be December 9th. It is 6:05 and this meeting is adjourned.
Thanks, everybody.